All right, YouTube, we are live. Chat, let us know if you can hear us. We are
I
with
can hear you loud and clear.
Shaq Jones. Let me see if it's going. There we go. Oh, are you on the stream yourself, chat, Shaq?
No, I'm just on the phone with you right now.
Oh, okay. All right, Shaq. So let's go ahead and start. You have a really interesting story. You played for UAB football, and you also played for the XFL. So why don't you start with your UAB story, kind of what all happened at UAB? Lots of people have seen the videos when it was all on College Game Day. Um, so just touch up on UAB football and kind of y'all's rebound. But I'll let you talk about that.
All right. So I started college in 2012 when I first began playing the UAB under Coach McGee. If any UAB fans who are familiar with that, I started there. Started doing that. It was fun. Enjoyed playing football. Football is always fun. But after Coach McGee left in 2013, he was there for 2 seasons. Coach Clark came in. And when Coach Clark came in, he had a lot of things that he wanted to change, and he did it, and they allowed him to run the program his way. And we ended up having somewhat a successful season. We went from 1-11, I think, to 500 win season, becoming bowl eligible. And after becoming bowl eligible, we're looking for news about which bowl game we could possibly attend. But we went to a meeting. Instead of finding out which bowl game we would attend, we got news that our football program had been canceled. Of course, that was devastating. I mean, like you said, a lot of people familiar with the story, but the football program was canceled, and you got all these people who's confused and don't know what's going to be next for their football future. So they left the window for people to start that recruiting. We, as players, like some of my former teammates from that 2014 team, we still stay in contact, and we make jokes about how UAB became the number one junior college in America because we had every college you can think of, like, on our campus trying to recruit guys, especially
Really?
the bigger name guys like Jordan Howard and Jake Gaines, guys who went on to play at Jordan played at Indiana, Jake played at Georgia, so really big name guys like them was getting a lot of attention. So yeah, that's what happened, and then 6 months later, they reinstated the program, and the rest is history. UAB back playing football. Coach Clark is running a terrific program. Undefeated right now at home. Haven't lost a home game since the reinstatement, which is, really big. And with that came, we got his first bowl victory, his first conference championship in UAB history, so it's great.
Yeah, so y'all didn't even know it was a total blind side of UAB football? Because I remember watching, there was like somebody did a video with their phone, and it was just like
Mm-hmm.
it was horrible to watch. I remember watching it on ESPN, just could not believe my eyes that UAB football was gone, and then there was all that bring back UAB, all that great stuff, and it eventually got back. And I mean, y'all came back with. I mean, how many? Trying to think. What do you know? Do you remember your record? The season that y'all came back from. I remember it being pretty solid.
Yeah, that we was 8-4 the return season. We went 8-4, and then we went to a bowl game that we ended up losing in the Bahamas Bowl, so we finished the season 8-5.
Yeah, and I can't imagine how tough that is to have been off for a full season and then have to come back. And how hard it would be to recruit. To get kids to not play maybe a full season, just how that would go through. But that's so great that UAB, the program, is back in full swing. Every year UAB it has lots of good players, and they're doing great things with Coach Clark and in Birmingham, and it's really great just seeing that program move forward.
Yeah, it has been great. I've been enjoying watching it, man. Like, I was just happy to be a part of it and how it all, from the shutdown to the the reinstatement to now watching them win so many games on Saturdays. It's just been fun for me to watch. So I just been proud of that and happy to call myself an alumni.
Yeah, that just must be an honor, and you're basically, I mean, if you think about it, you're part of college football history. A huge moment. It's rare that we see a program disappear and then come back like that. But I bet just for every player who was a part of that, that was awesome. So let's move on now. So after UAB, tell us what happened after UAB. Like, did the XFL come to you? How did that process go of recruitment to the XFL?
The process to the XFL was kind of long and a little bit surprising for me because right after college, I was doing I got invited to some NFL minicamp. So I went to NFL minicamp with the Arizona Cardinals. I did that. We was there for a couple of days, and then they released me. And the moment they released me, it's kind of strange to say, but when they released me, I wasn't upset because when they released me, I told the coach, he'll call me back. And he kind of laughed at me, but a couple of weeks later, they ended up calling me back for another private workout. I did it, and I did surprisingly well. I was, they told me they were looking to sign me, and the moment I was already going to sign, they ended up calling me back in the office and telling me pretty much that we're going to go with the guy who I was set to replace the guy who was injured, but he got released from injury reserve. So they told me that they would rather keep him since they had already invested money in him and he would be clear to play. Major letdown, but I wasn't, trying not to be too deterred. Time went on, and then I did trials with the Birmingham Iron. Went through their camp and stuff with them, and like they had an NFL 52-man roster, and I ended up being man number 53, which was right down the end, right there trying to make it, and didn't make it. But as the season went on, they called me back because the player got hurt, and I was the first person when they called it. They called me back, and as I'm going through the process of getting ready to sign with them, the league folded. So it's just a whole wet now type thing. But as the time went on, I started working. I got a call and they said, would you be interested in playing in the NFL? I was like, sure. It's an opportunity to play football, doing what I love. And the draft went on, and next thing you know, I got a call that I've been drafted by the St. Louis Battlehawk, which was amazing to me. And the reason that happened because some of the people who were coaches at the Birmingham Iron team, they remember me from the Birmingham Iron in the tryouts, and they just felt like I would be a great fit with them. They wanted me there, and that's how I ended up with the St. Louis Battlehawk.
Yeah, that's cool. And St. Louis definitely, fan base wise, probably had the I don't think probably, I think definitely had the most fans out there. So that must have been pretty cool to go out, to be on a team that the fan support was just so huge in the XFL. Playing in that dome and that stadium, I bet that was electrifying to say the least, especially for a football city that hasn't had football for a while with the Rams leaving St. Louis.
Right. It was amazing. The people in St. Louis, the fans was like very ecstatic about having us there. Even before the season started, I remember we was doing minicamp and we was in hotels during minicamp, and I walked downstairs and to catch the show to go to Walmart, and I'm in Walmart shopping, and that day I had on my St. Louis Battlehawk t-shirt, and a couple of people stopped me and it was like, you play for the Battlehawk? I was like, yeah. Me and some of my team was like, yeah, we're players, and they were just so excited, just telling us thank you and how excited they were about the program being there. And then I didn't realize how much excitement football brought to the city until our first game, where the fans was like crazy. They sold out the tickets before the first game, like pre-sale tickets sold out their whole entire lower bowl. So it was amazing to see that many people and how much they wanted that football program to be there.
Yeah, that was definitely pretty awesome. What was your favorite moment? If you could take any moment, home or away, from the XFL season, maybe it was hearing that call, being drafted into the XFL by the St. Louis Battlehawks, or possibly just a big play or maybe a fan moment. What was your favorite moment from the XFL and something that you'll take with you and remember for the rest of your life?
Most definitely the call of getting drafted is a call that you can never duplicate. So that's probably by far the best moment that happened with me in the XFL, just because it was at a point where I wasn't sure about my football career, my football future, and that call just gave me a lot of happiness and a lot of joy. So that's probably the most memorable moment of the entire XFL for me. But also there was a moment our first home game, and I was on the punt team, the punt block team actually, and a guy blocked the punt, and I was the one who picked it up. Unfortunately, I didn't score, but it was fun just being there to recover the ball and rumble for a couple of yards and the excitement of the fans afterwards.
Yeah, I remember watching that. I was definitely cheering hard. That was an incredible moment. So did y'all ever? I'm sure that being with the Alliance, you thought, the XFL probably wasn't invincible. Did y'all ever have any thoughts when the virus hit that something might happen, or did it kind of come out of the blue for y'all?
So it didn't just necessarily come out of the blue. We wasn't expecting for the XFL to actually file for bankruptcy after the XFL had suspended its organization. That was very unexpected since they filed bankruptcy. But the whole coronavirus thing, we kind of expected. We paid close attention to it. First it was the NBA. They canceled their season. They suspended their season, and then we watched as the NCAA. They were plans to host the NCAA tournament, March Madness, with no fans. So we was expecting to play football games with no fans because we had already had games scheduled, like places like Seattle and New York who had high coronavirus rates with having games with no fans. And we were getting ready to travel. We got sent home on Friday, and we were getting ready to travel for a game that Saturday. And then they called us, was like, the XFL is just going to suspend its operations now. And that came like 10 minutes after the NCAA suspended their operation. So it wasn't a complete surprise, but the surprising part was that they filed for bankruptcy, which means that they will not return the 2021 season.
So how, if you don't mind me asking, how did y'all find out that the league was going bankrupt?
We found the players found out the way that everyone else in the world found out on social media. We didn't receive any personal calls or any heads ups about it. Social media was the way that we found out about it, which was kind of bad.
Yeah, I can't imagine. It's a shame something out of anybody's control would stop a great league, but I bet it's reassuring to know that you had a chance with the XFL and the AAF, that you got the call. It's probably reassuring to know that you're on people's radars.
Right.
Your film. You probably got a lot of film out there from the XFL. So I bet that because of the virus right now, it's a little bit difficult with the schedules, like you said, like CFL or NFL. They can't get doctors, or it's gonna be hard to do tryouts, stuff like that. But the future is definitely bright, and we're all here excited to see what you can do. Now I think we're gonna open up to the questions. Unless you have anything to add, you want to say anything about what's next?
I'm fine. I can answer any questions that anyone may have, or any more questions that you have.
Okay, let me see. So lots of people want to know if we have a lot of CFL fans. We have most of my channel is I cover the NFL, but I also cover these other leagues. So we're always excited about these other leagues. So some people are wondering if you'd be interested in playing in a league like the CFL or maybe Major League Football, which might have a Birmingham team, or the Freedom Football League, which is going to have a Birmingham team. It'll be up and running this time next year. If you'd be open to playing for a team like that.
Yeah, I love the game of football, man.
Yeah.
Anytime I can strap on a pass and get out there and compete, I'm all for it. So far, just like me competing in life has gotten me this far, and being able to compete, so I'm always open to playing the game that I love and competing at the highest level.
All right, we got a couple more questions. Thank you, Astros Caps, for the donation. He asked about possibly playing in the CFL. One person, interesting question. Would you ever consider playing indoor football?
Arena league football, that's I would, man. Like I said, I love football. The only thing about arena league is like the rules are so different from outdoor leagues like NFL or college football. The rules are so different, and trying to find my way in a place like that would be fairly difficult. But there's never a say no moment with me. Like, I love the game of football, so any opportunity that presents itself, if it's worthy of it, I'm down for it.
Mm-hmm. So you talked a little bit earlier about the Arizona Cardinals. I'm just building off of a couple of questions here in the chat. Are you still open to the Cardinals, or like in communications with them, or how does it work basically? Because some of us probably don't really know how that works. Do you still have those relationships with the teams after you interview them, or just explain how that works, going through camps and after camps? Is it always just like people looking for players? Is that how it works? Or
yeah, teams are always looking for players to try to build their rosters. NFL is a business organization, so most relationships that you have are business related, unless you like a player who's been playing there for, a tenured player who's been playing there for a while. Then you develop personal and close relationships with other people. But if you're not one of those people, it's a business proposition, and that's part of the game. NFL football is a professional sport, but each team is always looking for people to better their roster, may it be at the roster or even practice squad. They're always looking for people. Football is a very dangerous sport, so it never fails that one person may get hurt, and if one person gets hurt, it's a mixed man up mentality. So they're, like I said, they're looking for different people, and the way they do that is like through contact with your agent, if you have an agent. So like I had an agent, and like my agent would like shop me around. Hey, this guy I have available. Do you need a guy who plays this position, and vice versa? And our team either say yes or no, and that's pretty much how the process goes.
Okay. We got another. Okay, this is an interesting question. So you're on the same team as Marquette King. He is a huge, like social media guy. He's got a YouTube account. Very out there. What was he like? Lots of people, really like him because of his personality. He kind of seems like a, I don't want to say a clown, but like the funny guy, a guy who's always positive and likes to have fun. What's he like on the football field?
Exactly what you see on the social media, man. The fun, funny, outgoing, and he's a bit of a clown, man. That is definitely him, and he's like that all the time. There was never a moment where I've seen that man upset or angry about anything. He always had a smile on his face, and he enjoyed kicking the ball, and it was so. And the funny thing was, like, the fans in St. Louis loved him. And
yeah, I bet.
Yeah, it just makes it so much better, like, being around him and talking to him, and like talking to him in the locker room and stuff was like always funny to me, because he always would have a joke about some of the crazies of the game.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and I could definitely see that. I guess we'll round off some of the questions here. One of the sad things about the Alliance of American Football was that the players and the staff, they didn't get paid their full contract because of the way the league went down. Was the XFL? I've heard that they've gone a better route about that. Like, lots of the people who you've seen on Twitter have gone out like with more respect for the XFL than they did with the AAF because of that. Did you notice any difference being in both leagues? the handling of the ending of the league?
Yeah, the XFL actually had a lot more professionally. It was a lot more in depth. The people actually took the time out to actually plan the league and how the league would be ran. Whereas AFL, in my opinion, was just kind of like, we want a football team, we want a football league, we need these teams to just slap it together and get people playing as soon as possible. Where the XFL took their time and, they planned things out, they restructured contracts and things of that nature to try to make sure it fits both parties. And when the program closed, when they suspended it, they still paid out player contracts. And it was a reasonable amount where it wouldn't be a point where it would be too much for them to pay, I should say. Like, the contract was negotiated to where you basically got paid a regular job salary if you wasn't active. You got bonuses for being active and bonuses for winning. And that would make the league fun, because if you wanted to actually get paid and make your time being worthwhile, you would have to compete and win games. And if you couldn't compete and win games or be on the active roster, then it would be like, some people feel like it was a waste of their time, so it made the league a lot more competitive and people played a lot harder compared to in the AAF, where there was teams who had losing records and they just was content with that because they was all getting paid a certain amount of money and they was content with their pay.
Yeah, that's kind of the sense that we got, and we'll round off with kind of two final questions. Do you have a favorite NFL team?
I guess I really don't. I'm a fan of football, but if I would say I would cheer for the team the most would be the Falcons, and that's because they're you always cheer for the home team. Like Atlanta is only about an hour away from my hometown, so therefore growing up I went to a lot of Falcons games. So the Falcons would definitely be my favorite team.
Okay, and then just looking through here. This is good. How did you get into football? Was it at a young age, or tell us what happened there?
Oh yeah, it was just a young age thing. Like I said, I always loved to compete. Whether it be football, basketball, baseball, whatever, I was always somewhere around a ball. And my mother put me in. I didn't play flag football, but as I got into third grade, we was able to play tackle football. And my mom asked if I wanted to play, and I was like, "Yeah, I do." And it's crazy. Like, I started out when I played flag football. Not flag, but when I played football, third grade level, I started out playing center for my football team, man. At the beginning of the year, I was a center, and by the end of the year, our final game, I played quarterback and ended up scoring the game with a touchdown, which is it's crazy to think how, recreational football plays out. But I started in third grade and been playing ever since.
All right, I think that's a good way to close out talking about the roots of your football career. Well, we all wish you the best. Chat, you can stay on if you want to talk with me about anything else. Shaq, if you have anything else. One person did say, I'll see this. GV says, please tell him thank you for great football with the XFL.
Thank you. I appreciate you and your support, man. I'm glad you enjoyed it.
Yeah, so I'll talk to you later. Hope you have a great rest of your quarantine, and yeah, I'll see you later. Bye.
Yes, sir. Thank you. You have a great one.
You too. Bye. All right, chat. Opening up questions. If y'all want to talk about anything, talk about any other leagues. Some of you may be interested in the MLF, MLFB, the Freedom Football League. I'm currently in the process of drafting up some videos about those leagues. Let me know if y'all would like to talk about that. I really, I'm interested in Major League Football. Not the video that I posted, but there's a new league coming called Major League Football, and I think Major League Football definitely has what it takes to become a great quality football league. If y'all would like to know about Major League Football, NFL draft, anything football related, you can drop those questions down below. I do think that the stream chat that I see is a little delayed, so if it takes me a while to see your questions, that is because there's a little bit of a lag. Is there a number to call? Unfortunately, I'm working on setting that up to make this a call-in show where anybody can call in, but you kind of have to get like a burner phone for that. But we're definitely working on it, guys. We're definitely working on that. What league, MLF, MLFB, or Freedom Football League, will succeed and will go? Okay, so the MLF, the video that I posted a couple days ago, can't quite remember when. A lot of you watched that video. The website was definitely suspect. I don't know about the MLF, but the MLFB is another story. So I'll just talk about the MLFB. So there's a big difference with the MLFB. This is kind of the insight of what I'm going to talk about in the video, probably coming Saturday. I think that's when I'm going to have it all cut and finished. I do have to cut all my videos, so that takes a while. But the MLFB has been around for a very long time, and they're a lot like the Alliance of American Football, not just because they bought all their gear and they own the Alliance of American Football's equipment, but the MLFB originally was laid out like the Alliance of American Football with the central ownership, and they were dependent on investors. The problem was one of their investors, he left before the season actually started for the MLFB. I believe it was like 2016. Y'all can check that out what year it was, but I'm almost positive it was 2016. And it was almost like, I'm sure y'all are familiar with Tom Dundon, the guy who left before Tom Dundon. It's almost like the AAF or the AAF losing their investor. If the AAF lost their investor in the beginning of the season, they likely wouldn't have made it out. That's what the MLFB is. So fast forward a couple years later, they've changed ownership, gone through a lot of things, and now they have a new guy, Frank Murtha. He's at the top of the food chain with them. Great, smart guy. And he changed it to a publicly traded company. So you can actually buy penny stock in it. And the sense I get from this league is that it's more of a people's league or a fans league. You can buy ownership by buying this penny stock. It might not be much, fractions of a penny, but you can still kind of feel the ownership. So the cool thing about the MLFB is not only are you a fan, but you feel like you're really part of this league. And y'all are probably wondering, well, how are they going to get all this money? So they are having normal investors like the XFL or the AAF, but here's a big deal. I found this on a website and an interview with Frank Murtha, and this league has a budget of $30 million. $30 million. That is huge, guys. Think about this. Put this into a retrospect. Oliver Luck, the commissioner of the XFL, was promised to get $20 million in his contract. The stadiums for the XFL were millions of dollars. The marketing, all that stuff, you add that up, trust me, it was way more than $30 million. We'll probably find out soon. We found out that their coaches were all being paid millions of dollars. That's one thing that hurt the XFL. Careless spending. The AAF was also responsible for careless spending. Now with the MLFB, they are not going to be careless spenders. They're not going into stadiums like MetLife Stadium and paying millions of dollars for rentals. They're not paying coaches north of $500,000. In a lot of ways, for a startup football league, that is a waste of money, guys. They're targeting cities that do not have football, first of all, and that also do not have MLB teams. So that crosses it out. I'm gonna make a video with more specifics about it. It's kind of just me talking off the top of my head about Major League Football. And remember, this is the MLFB, not the MLF. So that is crazy. First of all, that it's just a $30 million budget. Also, this league will have 6 teams, and they're playing an 8-game season. Lots of people are saying, I don't trust the MLFB. I don't think it's going to happen. They're never going to play games. Well, guess what, guys? I don't know if you've heard already, but the MLFB was supposed to play showcase games this May. They were going to do that to get some media out there, get some press. They're coming out with their website pretty soon, social media, all of that. If I had to buy into one league, it would be the MLFB, and part of that is because of the fall of the XFL. You probably, if you've seen my video on the MLFB already, I was pretty hard on the MLFB, and that's because we had the XFL, and we were promised a lot from the XFL. Ended up, kind of falling apart. So I think if there's a league that you want to invest your time in, and I'll definitely make a video about it if y'all are interested. Let me know if y'all are interested in the MLFB. But I don't know, man. I think that league is I think it's got potential because of the way they're going about it. They've been planning a lot, and they're doing it right over there, going to the right cities. Talk about Freedom Football League. Okay, Freedom Football League is interesting. It's a very politically charged league, and I think you can look at that. The team names. If you watch their videos, you're either gonna love it or you're gonna hate it, and that to me hinders the success. So if you're a football league, you should really try to cater to all fans. And that's just my opinion. Again, y'all can tell me how y'all feel about the Freedom Football League. But I just feel as if it's got a lot going against it. I'm not saying it can be successful. I'm sure they've got great things going over there. But it's going to be hard. It's going to be hard with all of that going against them. I'm definitely excited to see what the uniforms look like, see what the logos look like. But Freedom Football League is definitely an interesting concept, to say the least. Going through, what do you have to say to all of the Bengals fans? And do you think the Bengals are going to be good next year? All right. So Joe Burrow, great quarterback. Y'all know y'all are getting Joe Burrow. Just build around him, man. Have faith. I don't. Do I think Joe Burrow is going to all of a sudden turn the NFL on its heels and make the Bengals relevant again in year one? That's a tough ask, guys. That's a tough ask. People are expecting him to go in there and change everything. I think after a couple years, though, they can draft around him. If they're really serious about building around Joe Burrow, then yes, I think the Bengals have what it takes. But they need to really invest in Joe Burrow if they're going to take him seriously and going to draft him number 1. Talk about the MLF website. It was updated with divisions. Okay, I'll check that out, and I'll definitely do an updated video. June Jones, he is owed $1.5 million. Yeah, there's another one. GV, great comment. That's careless spending by the XFL. That is careless spending. Ad conference. I wish someone would buy the freaking XFL. Why not take that money and join the CFL as an expansion franchise? Okay, guys, listen to me here. I have an incredible idea. I might make a video. I don't know. I don't know if I'm going to make a video, but the CFL is an established league. What if the Americans came together? So we just got a bunch of football fans, got a bunch of money together. The CFL is trying to expand. They're trying to expand to Halifax in Canada. They have expanded to the U.S. before, so you can see where I'm going with this. What if we got a CFL team in America? A CFL team in America to possibly San Antonio, St. Louis, Birmingham, another city, or maybe closer to the Canadian border, wherever that may be. But what if we got a CFL team in America and we were called the Americans? Like how hype would that be? Would that not be so cool? Is it really that far of a stretch to have a CFL team in America when, the NBA, the NHL, they're also, Columbus, Ohio would be a great city. Didn't even think about that. Columbus is huge. I've been there for an Ohio State game before. I actually was there last last year. Great city for a potential football team. Would you be open to having an American CFL team? The Americans, whatever you want to call the name. I feel like it would be sick to have some American flag jerseys and the Columbus Americans, something like that. It would almost be like having the Toronto Raptors if you're an NBA fan in Canada. You'd have a team to root for it. And if you watch the CFL is pretty awesome. It's very exciting. 3 downs, the league is doing well. And you have to keep in mind that Canada's not nearly as big. Seattle would be a great destination. You'd probably want to start with teams closer to the border. Again, guys, if y'all have any other questions, y'all can go ahead and ask me. I do got to eat dinner soon, and I am in college, so I do have some stuff I got to do. But y'all got any more questions, go ahead and ask me. But do y'all like the idea? Would y'all like to see a video about making an American CFL team? I think that would be fun. That's just my opinion, though. Sorry, I just had to get some water. Y'all have any more questions? Someone just buy the XFL. I mean, here's my stance on buying the XFL. Are you really going to be able to sell an XFL 3.0? That's going to be a tough sell, not only to investors, but to fans. I mean, if anyone could do it, Oliver Luck could do it, but I'm sure he's done with the XFL. An XFL 3.0, that it's worth not buying all the XFL stuff and go ahead and going for maybe a CFL expansion into America or investing in the MLFB, guys. I mean, the MLFB, I feel like they could be the real deal. I feel like they could. There are several NFL teams that can't get out of their own way. Why would they not pick up Cam Newton? Okay. Yeah, so actually that is a great thought. The problem with Cam Newton is ever since he had surgery, his throwing motion has been very off. He hasn't been as good. But say you put Cam Newton like that in the draft right now, and he was going up against a guy like, I don't know, Justin Herbert, talent level. Like, if you were to rank the quarterbacks, I would 100% rank Cam Newton ahead of Justin Herbert. I would rather have Cam Newton on my football team than Justin Herbert. I'm not really a fan of Justin Herbert. Take that as you will. He really doesn't have that great mechanics. He misses a lot of easy passes. I'm not the only person to say this. You can watch a lot of quarterback gurus who've really been around the sport a long time. Lots of people are saying this. He quits after his first read or panics. He has some weird hitches. I would rather have Cam Newton say, gosh, if I'm the Chargers and I have a choice between Cam and Justin Herbert, the only problem there is you already have Tyrod Taylor. And, it's not like Cam's going to come in and be a backup quarterback. So that's why some teams might not get out of their own way. But I could very well, like the Jaguars, why would they not take Cam Newton? People are talking about them drafting a quarterback. And Gardner Minshew, he's a very cheap quarterback. That's pretty good for what he is. So you might as well take a shot at Cam Newton. Get him on, but I think the Jaguars would be good. Even the Dolphins, maybe because of Tua's injury concerns, I would possibly go with Cam Newton. But again, Cam Newton also has injury concerns, and Tua's a lot younger. Tua's very accurate. His anticipation is incredible. But again, that hip injury is bad. Can you do a tier list for other football leagues other than the NFL? What do you mean by I assume you said tier, but I assume that means tier. What do you mean? Like saying which ones are better? Like, do you want past leagues like XFL, AAF? Jarrett Yes, the CFL did have American teams. Um, it was actually it was a disaster. They did the Canadian national anthem in America, and I forgot they got a famous singer to do the national anthem, and he didn't know the Canadian national anthem, and this happened in America, and he got the script for "O Canada" and sang "O Canada" and the rhythm and the way of Star Spangled Banner. So that's kind of funny. I could do a video on that. Jameis to the CFL. Yeah, Jameis is another guy. Like, Jameis doesn't have any injury. His only problem is decision making. So if you're a team that, you know, has a choice maybe between I don't know, a second or third round quarterback in the draft, would you rather have like Jacob Eason or Cam Newton or Cam Newton or Jameis Winston? Like, if you had to decide between that, let me know what y'all think. Boy, that's interesting. Or Jared Stidham. Again, I'm not a fan, or not Jared Stidham, sorry. Jacob Eason. Jacob Eason, apparently he has a lot of attitude problems. And again, that's harder for the NFL to really dissect because we don't really know because of the situation that we're in right now. Getting the attitudes of these guys, talking to these people. Also, Jake Fromm. I'm not really a fan of Jake Fromm. He is a guy who's, to me, he's like just a solid backup quarterback. Like, teams would love to have him sit there and be a backup quarterback. He's a really good leader, a teacher. You know, he doesn't really have the physical capabilities of some of these other quarterbacks in the draft. He does. I mean, if you watch that Georgia LSU game, I know I'm taking like a really, really bad example of Jake Fromm quarterback play, but gosh, that game was just horrendous. And if you want a game to turn you off of Jake Fromm, if you're a Jake Fromm guy, that game will do it. I can already tell y'all. TBH, I've always wondered who owns all the rights to the old USFL teams. They might have no trademark protection. Okay, so I can answer that question, Jarrett. There's a guy, can't remember his name. You can look it up on the internet, but he actually owned all the rights to the USFL team names and the team properties and all the film and footage from the games. So if you watch older TV shows, movies, sometimes even current ones, you can catch them. When they're playing movies, they can't afford to use like NFL or college football broadcast on their movie because they have to pay for it. Instead, they use USFL footage. So you'll have people in a movie, you know, sitting around a couch, possibly, you know, cheering on maybe an NFL team or just a generic team that they made for the sake of the movie or for the TV show. The actual footage on the TV screen that they're showing is a USFL broadcasted footage. So there's a little fun fact for you about the USFL trademarks. Definitely interesting. Again, I'll say it again. I've said this in a couple videos. The USFL could still be here today. It's a shame. It's a shame. Yep, Astro Caps. He turned on the Tampa Bay Bandits. There's a great example. SpongeBob. Very interesting. Sorry guys, I don't have the camera on today. I haven't shaved in a while or gotten a haircut. Little bit of a mess, but I'll be doing. I'm trying to think of live stream ideas. Y'all can go ahead and comment live. Like, what would y'all like to see for live stream ideas? I can't really think of any good interactive live streams. But if y'all had any, I would definitely be open to it. I tell you what, if college football gets canceled, I don't know what I'm going to do with my life. Can already tell you that. Q&A? Yeah, I'd be open to that. Y'all can ask me Q&As right now. If y'all want to. Live coverage of the NFL draft. Yeah, I've been thinking about that. My brother's in town though, and I think he wanted to watch it. I could possibly do that though. Yeah, I'd be open to that. I don't know if y'all saw my NFL mock draft video. I messed up big time on that. Y'all probably know the players off. I'll let y'all decide on that. I accidentally left off two first round grades. That was not on purpose. That's my bad. It's hard when you're doing your own editing. Like, it just gets monotonous, dude. Editing all the videos, doing the voiceovers, all that good stuff. The XFL worked, but in a typical of its mastery fans, employees, properties, not 10 WWE happen. Do you think the XFL is coming back? No. I think the XFL is long gone. That's why, guys, I'm gonna make a video pretty soon about the MLFB. I think y'all are gonna like it. You know, this is kind of insider talk because you're in the stream right now. But the MLFB, I think it's got potential. Man, I'm convinced. I tell you what, I'm gonna try and get a job with one of these teams. Maybe in the marketing. Yeah, my end goal is to work for a team and do marketing. Whether it be like professional football, I don't really mind what sport. I do baseball. I like basketball. But yeah, I feel like marketing or media, or maybe working for like ESPN. That'd be sick, or Fox Sports. Do you think the Ravens should run more Wildcat with RG3 and Lamar Jackson? Honestly, Lamar is such an underrated thrower, and you don't really want to put him in harm's way. Also, the Wildcat trend it feels like it's kind of gone. Like, I remember in the NFL when they brought out the Wildcat, and it was a huge fad. I wouldn't say it was a trend because it didn't last as long as people thought it would. It was dominant for a while, then it started getting stopped. You see college teams running Wildcat. Georgia runs Wildcat. Auburn, but Auburn's offense, gosh, I'm sorry if you're an Auburn fan out there. I cannot stand Auburn's offense. So many just tricks and it's not consistent. Not a fan of Auburn's offense, but whatever works. SJ Green, yeah. Also Armani Edwards, going back to the CFL after the XFL. They weren't even there that long. I'm actually trying to get an interview with Armani Edwards. If y'all know who he is, he's kind of a star. Also trying to get an interview with Speedy Banks. DeVaris Daniels, if you know who he is, he played for Notre Dame. The thing is, you just gotta get in these guys' DMs, comment on some pictures, and hopefully you land an interview. That's how they all are, guys. Nothing too special about it. You just gotta be persistent. You ask 100 people to interview, you get 10. That's 10 good interviews. Let's see. What sport do you have the most knowledge on? Football, like general across the board knowledge, but like specifically I play lacrosse. So because of my condition, I'm not allowed to play football because of my head injury. So I play lacrosse. I play goalie. I know a lot about. I'm considering trying to become a lacrosse coach. I coached like junior high kids in lacrosse this year in college. It was pretty fun. Our season got canceled. But yeah, I'd say my first love is lacrosse. If you want to know something about me, do coverage on semi-pro leagues. Fun to watch them playing at high school stadiums. The only problem about that is I have no way to watch them. That's like some of the arena football. Like, I was able to watch the Arena Football League, then it folded. National Arena League and indoor football league, those games are hard to watch. Just getting them, like, I remember I tried to watch like one game and it was a really, really sketchy stream. I'm not trying to get a virus on my computer. So, the arena leagues they're hard to get to. The CFL with vetted owners could definitely benefit from having. That's what I'm saying. What if I posted a video, tried to start a movement, guys? Tried to start a movement. People bring some money together. Get a CFL team in the United States. Would that not be sick? The Americans have some big old U.S. jerseys. Man, an American flag wrapped across it. Like, would that not be sick? Like, tell me you would not start watching CFL. And that would just bring more exposure for the CFL to America. I mean, would that not? In any city, if you take San Antonio, St. Louis, Birmingham, Seattle, Columbus, Orlando, any of those cities, I guarantee they could potentially pack them out. I mean, St. Louis and San Antonio definitely packing them out. So I'm telling you, if y'all want me to make a video, I'll make a video. I'll do it. I don't care if it doesn't get that many views. Some YouTube is difficult. You put time into a video. Sometimes you get like 200 views, and then sometimes you like do a video that you didn't really spend much time on, and you get like 200,000 views. And that happened with my uniform video. I was like, why did people want to watch a video about uniforms? People like uniform videos. I like them. So I guess I'll keep doing them. People seem to like the NFL ones. I'll continue with college. I'm pretty sure Texas A&M, Kellen Mond tweeted out that they were supposed to get new uniforms. So I'd be open to doing some college ones too. I did some last year, but I wasn't consistent. I'll be more consistent. What college do you go to? Man, should I put that on the internet? Oof. I go to Samford University. If y'all probably don't even know where that is. I guess I'm all out there. My information's out there. The credit card scammers are coming for me. All have no NFL teams and all have CFL stadium configurations. Oh yeah, I forgot about that. CFL stadium, a little bit bigger. Yeah, you'd have to be in a soccer stadium. Most CFL stadiums, if y'all aren't familiar, they pack those things out. 30,000. Birmingham has a stadium coming. 30,000 could fit in that. San Antonio. Problem is, I don't think those domes. I don't know if those domes could hold a CFL field. Possibly. I'm sure they can expand. It's probably not very hard to do. What happened to my head? I've had cancer 4 times, so I've had quite a lot of surgeries done in the upper part of my body and other parts of my body. So I gotta be careful. Can I start? Look up M&R Production. He got Lego. Look up M&R Productions. He got Lego to do this idea. By Lego, do you mean money? I'm about to be 20, so forgive me if I don't get the lingo, but I'm gonna take a picture with my phone real quick and look up M&R Production Astro Caps. I'm open to doing that. Okay, Sean Washington. Looks like we got some AAF fans in here. Sean Washington, the hit on Mike Bercovici. Mike Bercovici was one of my favorite players in college. Not because of how he played. It was his name. Like, I could say Mike Bercovici. It's just a fun name. Mike Bercovici. Nice Italian from Arizona State. Oh, yeah, it is just trying to figure out where to put it because only one of the teams, they want it more north. Okay, yeah, so I do think that a CFL team in America would have to be more north. I agree with that. But Mr. Ambrosi would come on, Randy. Do you like Chris? I'm assuming you're a CFL fan because you know who Randy Ambrosie is. Do you think that he would be more open to it than possibly Roger Goodell? Yeah, lots of people hate Roger Goodell. Um, um, Sorry, I lost track as I'm reading some of these comments. Would it be more likely that a CFL team went into America or an NFL team went into Canada? Which commissioner would let that fly? Yeah, because the travel would be ungodly. And sure, the CFL has money, but I'm sure owners would be kind of okay. Yeah, I get that. Well, if you Seattle's not too far. Portland, you could put one in Portland. I'm sure a Portland team. Maybe wait till you go down south near Texas, Birmingham, even St. Louis. They're not south, but they're in the middle of the country. Breaking news: the New England Patriots traded their whole team to the Buccaneers for a fifth. Hey, Astro Caps. I'm assuming you might have some anger because of that Patriots guys. The Patriots. People are hating on the Patriots right now. I overreacted about the jerseys. I'll go ahead and admit that. I was too harsh on them. I was too harsh if y'all saw that jersey video. But the Patriots know what they're doing. They're getting a lot of draft picks. They've got a lot of money to throw around for next year's draft, possibly free agency next year. I mean, I think that they could get Jordan Love. I like Jordan Love. I realize that his decision making wasn't great. Guess what? He also lost his offensive coordinator and plays for Utah State. He wasn't given much. He was down a lot of the games, and he had to fight his way back. He pushed himself a little too much. I'll admit that. But gosh, he's got a cannon, and he's got an accurate cannon. He can be accurate. He can get through his progressions. I like him better than Justin Herbert. Boom, I said it. Boom, I said it. If y'all... Okay, San Antonio once had a CFL team named the Texans. I didn't know that. I knew that Birmingham they were the Birmingham Barracudas. God-awful jerseys. Awful uniforms. Giant fish on the front. If you can imagine that. George Washington University played at Sanford and went to the NFL for a while. Pats fan. And you laugh at the Pats. You shouldn't. Bill Belichick. If I had to start a business right now, I'm just talking about a normal business, and I had to hire an NFL coach, it would be between Nick Saban and Bill Belichick to manage my business. I mean, Bill Belichick knows what he's doing, and football is a business. He knows what he's doing, guys. I know you Patriots fans out there, y'all are pretty PO'd right now. Things aren't going your way. But I think Bill Belichick's got the right thing going for y'all. Okay, what's your favorite book? Easy. Scar Tissue. One thing y'all want to know about me, I play tons of guitar, tons of music, tons of bass. Scar Tissue is about the Red Hot Chili Peppers. They're my favorite band. My favorite bands are Red Hot Chili Peppers, Rage Against the Machine. I love Green Day. Linkin Park. I love Widespread Panic. U2. Oh gosh, trying to think of some more. Soundgarden, Oasis. Love all that type of music. Audio Slave. I can make a podcast about music too, guys. Music is also up there. I play tons of guitar. Favorite NFL team. So I'm friends with Joey Bosa, so whatever team he's on, I guess I'm on. If I had to choose by jerseys, because I really never had an affiliation, Chargers would be up there. I kind of like the Jets uniforms. The Vikings, pretty clean. I've never liked the Packers uniforms, but I get that base. Where's Primus? I'm not that good at base. Tool, I can't get into Tool, sorry. I respect them though. Gosh, favorite NFL team if I had to choose one. Oh gosh, man, that's hard. I don't know if I could choose one. I don't know. Favorite one that I like to watch is probably either the Chiefs or the Ravens. Just quarterbacks. That that makes total sense. That's why the NFL is so popular right now because there's so many quarterbacks. Look, there's never been this many exciting quarterbacks in the NFL, and it's only going to get better. Joe Burrow is going to be at the Bengals. Every team is going to have a legit QB. I mean, even Sam Darnold. Sam Darnold had how many wins with the Jets, and he had mono like more than half the season. I mean, their record could have been great. I also think it's hilarious that Sam Darnold got mono. Would I have a second channel? One channel right now is already hard to juggle with school and all that stuff, so I can only do a football channel right now. Seeing Green Day live, do you think... Okay, let's see. I was going to ask... Sorry, I'm scrolling up. Is the MLF a joke? I don't want to say it's a joke because I don't want to get sued in case they're watching, but my opinion of it, I don't think it's going to go anywhere. Now the MLFB, I got a high opinion. Video like Sunday or Saturday. I'll give you a video to watch. 7-9 with mono. That's pretty impressive. I think that when ESPN has those horrible stats that are just like super super random. I would love to see a stat for the Jets at the end of the season. Maybe they're on like Monday Night Football with that awful commentating cast saying, the New York Jets are the first team to ever reach 7-9 with a quarterback who had mono. So random ESPN facts. Sorry, that got off little bit off track. Any new info on the MLF? Yeah, apparently they made new divisions. Sorry. I'll check that out. I'm going to go to the website right now, guys. MLF football. Did anybody else hear about the MLF or was that me revealing the MLF to the world? Maybe the MLF saw that. Okay, so 1 month, 9 days, 12 hours, 54 minutes. Okay, so there's a countdown to franchise bid. What is that even like? Okay, I'm on the teams right now. Oh, I see that they do have divisions. Wow. The Western and the Eastern Conference. Stuff is coming soon. The one problem I have with my channel is, I guess, if I'm critical of these leagues that are coming up and I want to interview them or get information from them, or maybe even like apply for a job with them, they're like, nah, we've seen your videos, you trash us. So maybe I should stop being so critical. I changed my mind on the MLFB, if that helps. So the MLFB probably hates me right now. I'm sure they've seen the video. Go ahead, y'all go on the internet, search MLFB, and the very first thing that I think for me in my search, it may be different for y'all on Google. I'm on Google too, but my video about the MLFB buying the AAF stuff is talking about it, and I am not kind at all, and it has like over 20,000 views. And I'm sure that the MLFB does not like the EndZone. Their stance on the EndZone is negative. Tua or Justin Herbert? All right. Tua 100%. I don't care that he's injured. His ceiling is way higher. Tua's accuracy is off the charts. He has great mechanics. Tua's problem is that he he thinks that he can extend plays when he can just throw it away. He could avoid these ankle and hip injuries if he throws the ball away. And sometimes it makes sense to quit on a play. I know some of you might not like to hear that. Some coaches out there might not like to hear that. Or some smart ones will like to hear that. But Tua needs to learn to quit on some plays. And he'll learn that in the NFL. And I don't like Justin Herbert because he does not fit it into tight windows with anticipation like you need in the NFL. That is not what he does. And off of first reads, I mean, he is not. If you go back, I'll give you some examples of games. The last stretch of the season, if you watch any of those games, he wasn't great. He was using his legs a ton. And he didn't carry Oregon, guys. Verdell carried Oregon, their running back, their offensive line, their defense. Like, he wasn't the reason why they got so far. Sorry, I was reading some comments. I mean, if you watch the Washington game, oh my gosh, so many overthrow. Like, he can't throw it into the middle of the field very well, like short to intermediate. Like, he overthrows a lot of wide open receivers. And he does this thing, like, if he doesn't get his first read, he does this weird hitch and he like shifts his body, and his footwork is not very good. Again, that's teachable. People don't like him because of his flaws. People like him because he's got a really nice arm. He's tall. He's got that NFL type body. He's a dream quarterback for a lot of people. Not for me. Yeah, you do see the stock. So like I said, it's penny stock for the MLFB. I'm probably gonna get some just for kicks. Hey, y'all should also get some. This is my MLFB. This is the start of a new era. I'm gonna start promoting them. How did your channel grow? Okay, I don't want to turn this into a YouTube seminar, but I will say you got to focus on one thing. So I focused on the Alliance of American Football when no one else was focusing on it. I was literally the only channel covering the AAF. I mean, I think there was not a single YouTube channel covering the Alliance of American Football. And I was the only one doing it. I blew up. The Alliance folded. I lost like 2,000 subscribers. I changed it to the EndZone. So I used to be the AAF zone. Changed it to the EndZone, and the rest was history. I went from like 6,000 subs. Now I'm at like 12,000 subs. Something like that, man. What do you think will happen to OJ Howard? All right, guys, I don't have much time. I got to go eat dinner, and I have homework. I got to code a website. Gosh, I got to code a website, and I hate coding. It's for computer science. It's terrible. I'm bad at it. I only got 10% on my computer, so we're going to get this one out. We're going to get as long as we can go. I'm going to start streaming more, too. What do you think will happen to OJ Howard? I didn't think OJ Howard, like, he's good, but I think that they should use him as a trade. I think they should definitely trade OJ Howard out. Gronk is an obvious upgrade from OJ Howard. I say trade away OJ Howard. Maybe you don't possibly get draft picks, maybe. I don't know if it's too close of all this going down. You could possibly pull it off. I don't know if they'll be able to. Go to the Colts. You want OJ Howard at the Colts? See, there are teams that could use OJ Howard, and OJ Howard is better than some draft. You could trade away some draft picks to get OJ Howard. I mean, that's OJ Howard is a guy what he can do, and first round. It depends your opinion of OJ Howard, honestly. Burrow or Young, man, dude, Chase Young. I mean, like, are you asking, like, if you're a Cincinnati, do you get Burrow or Young, or you're just asking who's the best player? Because that's you need some context more than just Burrow or Young. I can answer both of them if you'd like. Just let me know, 2K Elite. Well, also, there are a couple good tight ends in the draft. Maybe the Colts could get Cole Kmet. Cole Kmet's a beast. Cole Kmet, I mean, you watch that Georgia game, like Notre Dame, like he put Notre Dame on his back. I think Joe Burrow is going to be like Carson Palmer. Hey, man, Carson Palmer was good, man. Don't put Carson Palmer in the same category as Jamarcus Russell. Now, both of them, I will say, but Joe Burrow isn't like Carson Palmer or Jamarcus Russell, because Jamarcus Russell and Carson Palmer were known for just having insanely strong arms. They wouldn't quit on a play. They'd chuck it down the field. Joe Burrow is a guy who has not great arm strength, but he knows how to use it. That's what separates him. So, like, you see him when he throws certain passes, like to the sideline, stuff like that, he struggles with that arm strength. Lots of what helped him in college was he played for LSU and had an insane offense around him, so he'd be throwing to wide open wide receivers. So one thing you do know you're going to get, you're not going to get Joe Burrow missing easy passes. But Joe Burrow doesn't have the arm strength as Carson Palmer. And Carson Palmer, man, he was good. He was good. Don't hurt my man Carson Palmer like that. Still waiting on 2K Elite, the Burrow or Young. The stream sometimes a little bit delayed. Colts need better wide receivers. Yeah. Well, you're in luck if you're a Colts fan, because guess who's in the draft? Like, a lot of wide receivers, A lot of wide receivers. What do you think about Tua? Hey, I say if you're the Dolphins or you're the Chargers, you have a decision between Tua or Herbert, you go Tua all the way. I am a little skeptical of Tua. Like, I think that the separation between Justin Herbert and then Tua and Justin Herbert, sorry, Joe Burrow. Well, let me rephrase that. I think that Joe Burrow is in another world when compared to Justin Herbert and to Tua Tagovailoa. Tua, and you see this, when he plays against... Vincent Bruckner, I didn't mean to leave off CJ Henderson. Totally my bad. That's my first ever mock draft video. So y'all gotta know, like, this is a learning experience for me. I'm not like a stud when it comes to like making these videos. Like, if y'all saw my AAF videos, I don't know if y'all seen those yet. My AAF videos were horrible. Oh, just watching them. The quality was terrible. I'm surprised people watched them. The way I talked, it sounded like a freaking computer out there. But with that being said, I left off two players that I should have had. But what'd you say about CJ Henderson? Oh yeah, CJ Henderson is so athletic. Like, here's the thing about NFL corners. Corner's a tough position, guys. I don't know if any of y'all have played corner, but it is not an easy position at all. And if you're just at least all right at corner, like if you're solid, like you don't need to be too much, you can be really successful in the NFL. And teams just look for that consistency. He's a really great athletic corner, and he's pretty strong. I haven't watched too much tape on him, but I do know that there have been some problems with like his competitiveness. People question that, and that's also harder to see now because, these NFL teams don't have chances to interview them in person, so they don't know if those like stories about these players not being competitive are are necessarily true or not. They can't do their investigating. If y'all don't know, when they go on these college visits to the pro days are like visiting these colleges. They interview everyone they possibly can about these players to find out what they can, and that's something that we're missing. So that's something that we're losing. Javon Kinlaw, he's good, but he's kind of inconsistent. But from South Carolina. And guys, I apologize. My computer's on 5%. I'm gonna have to get off in like a couple minutes. I'm having fun. He's a bull rush guy. I'm not saying he's not talented, but I could see him slipping. There have been some negative things about Kinlaw out there. I definitely messed up on C.J. Henderson, but Kinlaw could drop out. Teams, with what's happening now in the world, teams' worries, you're seeing this with Tua, are only going to be amplified because they can't get answers. They can't go to the pro days and get answers about the players they are looking for. It's impossible. So if they have a worry about a certain player, it makes it that much harder for them, and they're probably not going to pull the trigger. All right, my computer's about to die. About a couple more. J.K. Dobbins or Jonathan Taylor. Jonathan Taylor has some fumbling issues. Dobbins, the one thing on him, he's got that ankle thing going on. J.K. Dobbins is just such a physical runner. They're both really... that's hard. I'll go J.K. Dobbins. Because he also has that speed. He's got that nice mix. I considered him as a first rounder. Grant Delpit or is it... Oh, Grant Delpit. Grant Delpit all the way. I was on that hype train in the beginning of the year with Grant Delpit. So, Grant Delpit all the way. Although Xavier McKinney, nothing wrong with him. I think I projected him to go to the Dolphins. A lot of people project him. The Dolphins really like Xavier McKinney. All right, guys. Browns. Last question. Browns or Bengals? Who will be better? Browns. They're going to fix up that O-line. I'm not the biggest fan of Baker. But they have such a talented team, and the Bengals really don't have nearly as much talent. All right, guys. I hope you enjoyed the live stream. I've got to get going. Okay, one more question. CeeDee Lamb or Jerry Jeudy? Jerry Jeudy all the way. Just because some of the negatives from CeeDee Lamb. He's also, Lamb's got a little bit of injury issues. And I watching Jerry, and also, oh gosh, I can't remember quite the name, but CeeDee Lamb was shut down by, oh gosh, blanking on me. I'm having a little, a blank, but he was shut down by TCU's corner. He was shut down by someone that I was watching earlier in the year. I can't quite remember the game. I feel like it was TCU. And that was an NFL. Both these guys are going to be hyped up and going to the NFL. And CeeDee Lamb was shut down. He also had injuries. But Jerry Jeudy, whenever Jerry Jeudy steps onto the field, it was this guy can beat anyone any day of the week. So that's kind of how I felt about Jerry Jeudy and why I would choose him over CeeDee Lamb. All right, guys, that's the end of the stream. I had fun. In future videos, comment what type of stream content you want. I'll get that done for you. Thanks for watching EndZone. Make sure to like, subscribe, and comment. So as always, we can move the chains.